Jesse Allen here, being joined now by Bernard Geschke from the Progressive Agriculture Foundation. It's time for our September safety message. And Bernard, it's great to have you back on the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How's Jesse doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Bernard. Thanks for joining us here for this month's safety message with the Progressive Agriculture Foundation. And it's a big month. It's National Farm Safety and Health Week coming up here later in September, and we'll get to that in more detail here in just a moment. But I think first we just need to kind of take a step back here and focus on the fact that it's harvest season, or at least it's going to be here in very short order across much of the country. And that's definitely a time where we need to really focus in on being safe around the farm, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Like you say, it's a very busy time, and harvest season kind of hits at different times of the year for different areas across the country here. But statistically, it is the busiest time, which also makes it the most dangerous time of the year. The thing is, we're dealing with long hours, and there's a lot of tasks out there. You're wanting to get the harvest in, but you still got to be able to take that time to do the maintenance work on your equipment and grease it. And you got the combine and the tractors and wagons and trucks, and you got to keep all that equipment working and maintained. So there are a lot of tasks out there. And the thing that happens is usually when people try to cut corners. They're cutting corners, and then that's when some incident occurs. So that's the type of thing which Progressive Ag, what we're trying to do, as far as this month's message and Farm Safety and Health Week. It's safety and health for that whole family. Not only are we worried about our farmers and ranchers out there now, but even future generations to come, and those kids and that type of thing. So it's kind of the whole package this week when we're talking about National Farm Safety and Health Week.
Well, and of course, we think about harvest season and things ramping up, and you look at the statistics, and of course, we're trying to eliminate as much as we can those deaths on the farm with our youth, but they do happen, and of course, during this time of year, they can become a little more prevalent just with all the activity that's going on, Bernard.
Yeah, that's true, Jesse, because the thing is, those kids are curious. There's a lot of equipment running around out on the farm. We got to remember that's where these kids live, work, and play. And it's not like a normal job in town where, kids aren't allowed in the factory and in some of those types of locations. Out on the farms and ranches, that's where the kids are. So they're curious, which leads to some ugly numbers. And like you made mention there, every third day, a child dies of an ag-related incident every 3 days out there in rural America. And that's just an ugly statistic that we strive to to help with, because the thing is, we want to keep all those kids safe and all those families safe. And when we're talking about what's some of those leading causes, or what's causing some of those ag injuries and deaths, and a lot of times it's transportation. Transportation could be anything from kids riding in the back of a pickup to ATVs, UTVs. We have incidents that involve machinery, also animals. The thing is, there are a lot of kids out there riding horses and that type of thing. And, there's a difference, and the thing is that we don't have as many people working on horses now for work. It's more of a pleasure. It's more of a recreation type of thing. So, we also have to work animals into our safety message. And we also know that every day there are 33 children being injured in an ag-related incident. So that's the type of thing here too we also want to keep in mind. And just kind of wrap up some numbers here. We also know that 60% of those ag injuries and fatalities do not happen when the child is working. It is a recreation type of incident, or just following mom and dad or something around the farm and ranch, that type of thing. It's not actually work related.
Well, of course, Progressive Agriculture Safety Days and the foundation, you guys are promoting, safe and healthy practices all year round. And then, of course, we get to National Farm Safety and Health Week, and that's always a very important time across the country, Bernard. And this year, coming up September 19th through the 25th, is National Farm Safety and Health Week. And let's talk about the week a little bit. There's different safety related themes for each day. So why don't you start us off with Monday of that week, September 20th, and let's just go through a little bit what we're going to see during that week.
All right. Well, thank you. Like you say, the every year the NECAS, which is the National Education Center of Ag Safety, always comes up with a theme for for that week, and this year it's kind of unique. I think it's called Farm Safety Yields Real Results. And I think that's really kind of a neat theme for the year. And like you say, there's a kind of a topic that we highlight every day. And on Monday, the big topic on Monday, on September 20th, is for tractor and rural roadway safety. The importance of keeping safe because we have a lot of equipment moving out there on the road. And not only do the farmers and ranchers need to be extra safe, all of us that share that road need to be aware of that. So we talked about reminding our farmers out there to make sure those SMV emblems are clean and visible, and you got those on the back of your equipment, because a lot of people don't realize a lot of that farm equipment max out at like 16, 17 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that SMV emblem on the back exemplifies that this vehicle cannot maintain 25 miles per hour. So that's important to keep those emblems on the back of the tractor. And for all of us that are maybe using our vehicles out there on the road, have some patience. Have some patience. That equipment's big, it's wide, it covers a lot of the road, and it's moving a little slower. So have some patience, slow down. Speed is always your biggest enemy.
Definitely, definitely. What about Tuesday, Bernard? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, Tuesday is we're looking at the overall health of our farmers and ranchers out there, which is extremely important. If you're not healthy, you're probably not doing a good job or a safe job out there in rural America. So as far as being health, we talked about always remember to take some breaks. Eating a good diet, you stay hydrated, get plenty of sleep. We always say the human body needs three things. The body needs food, the body needs water, and that body needs sleep. And if you take any one of those three away from the human body, it's going to start breaking down. And when we're in a busy, hectic time of the year, it's easy to say, oh, I don't have time to take lunch. I got to get this crop out. I'm going to skip lunch, or I'm going to skip dinner or supper, that type of thing. Or my thermos ran out of water here. I don't have time to go fill it up. And maybe they should cut them corners short on the amount of sleep. Anything like that breaks down the human body, and we want them to be as healthy and alert as they can be out there. And there are times where we tell people to don't be afraid to ask for help. There are some jobs out there that's too big for one person. Maybe we're moving equipment from one location to the next. Maybe we're trying to hook up some type of equipment that it would be better if we had more help there, another person or two there. And even making sure we take a break mentally, because that stress can also affect us mentally, and asking for help there and taking a break there. All of that is important to keep us all as safe as we can be out there during this busy time.
Definitely. Well, Bernard, let's look at Wednesday. I know this is a favorite day for the foundation because we're focusing on the youth. So, talk about what we see for Wednesday, September 22nd during Farm Safety and Health Week.
Very good. That is a big day here, because the thing is, we talk about as far as the safety and health of all the kids out there. We not only try to educate the kids, but we want to educate moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas, because we got to realize those parents and grandparents out there are the child's first teachers. They're the ones out there that are teaching those kids what's going on. Those kids want to grow up to be just like mom and dad or just like grandma and grandpa. So we got to remember we're that child's first teacher. So it's important to role model safety. Make sure you're doing the right things. Make sure you're doing those safe things, because that's what the kids are watching. That also includes being healthy, eating, drinking plenty of water, that type of thing. And even though those kids want to help, they want to get involved, it is important to keep the kids involved. But the important thing is make sure we give that child an age appropriate task. Everybody thinks their child is above normal, and then sometimes we assign them a task to a piece of equipment they just don't understand or know enough about, or maybe they're doing chores and they got to deal with some animals that they're just not physically big enough or something to take care of. So health and safety wise, let's make sure we give them age appropriate tasks. And also during this time of year, let's keep the kids off of the combines, off of the tractors, out of the wagons and the backs of the trucks and that type of thing, because that is just an incident waiting to happen. And the important thing is to have a designated safe play area. The kids can play by the house. They got their swings, the sandboxes, and that type of thing. And let's concentrate on keeping the kids in that safe play area away from all that machinery. So yeah, it is a fun day. We do a lot of things with kids that day.
Definitely. Well, and of course, with Progressive Agriculture Safety Days, Bernard, we focus on this on that Wednesday of Farm Safety and Health Week, but you guys are focusing on this all year round.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. But that is our target audience. And dealing with Farm Safety and Health Week, I was just looking on our website, which is progressiveag.org, and there's a list right there on the safety days. And I took a look at that this morning, and I think we have like 20 to 25 safety days that week during National Farm Safety and Health Week. So if people are interested in helping out or want to get involved, they can go right to our website and look and see if there's a safety day going on in their area any time of the year. But yes, it's a year long. There are safety days going on all the time, but this is kind of a special week during National Farm Safety and Health Week. And the neat thing is that safety day coordinator gets to build that safety day with the topics that they want to cover. What's unique, and what are the topics that they're wanting in their community. Is their community, is there a lot of water around there, lakes and that type of thing? Well, they're going to want to do water safety. If they're in the grain belt, they're going to want to do grain safety. And that's the neat thing about Progressive Ag Safety Days. You get to build the safety day for the topics that you want to involve your community in.
Yeah, very, very true. Bernard, let's wrap up National Farm Safety and Health Week here as well, real quick. Thursday and Friday, a couple other topics. Why don't you touch on those real quick?
All right. Well, Thursday is actually the Agricultural Fertilizer and Chemical Safety Day. That's the big focus on that day. And that we're talking about chemicals. We're talking about the importance of keeping the chemicals in their original containers. You don't want to mix up some weed spray and then you have some left and you pour it in an old milk jug or an old soda bottle, that type of thing. Kids don't understand that that's not milk or that's not soda or something in those containers that might be in the garage or in the shed, that type of thing. So keep everything in those original containers. And the thing is that also will help the spilling out there. It also helps prevent that chemical from breaking down the container, because sometimes those chemicals they put it in a different container and it will just eat away at that material. And then we end up with spills and that type of thing. And then on Friday, again, Friday is another fun day, unique day. It's actually for the females, for women in agriculture, and the important role that women play in agriculture. We a lot of people from generations back always thought this was a male dominant business, but now the women play a lot bigger role. And we have a lot of women out there that are now running a lot of the farms and stuff out there. So it's an interesting time. The women have always been kind of our safety champions, that we would call them. They usually play that role of keeping the kids safe, keeping their spouse safe, and that type of thing. But that also then creates this busy time of the year where they may be at a higher risk just due to a lot of stress. Sometimes they're pulling double duty. Sometimes they have an off-farm job and they're taking care of that, and then they come back to the farm and they've got things they got to get done on the farm there. So a lot of stress is usually involved, exhaustion, and that type of thing. And another thing that's important for our women in agriculture is make sure they have the right tools, because a lot of times the equipment, the tools are set up for a larger person. So sometimes we got to be able to make some adjustments and that for their size and stature in there. So women play a huge part in agriculture and in rural America. And so Friday's kind of a fun and unique day to honor our women out there in agriculture. So, but this whole week is all outlined, and you can go to NECAS, which is the National Education Center for Ag Safety, and their website is www.necasag, necasag.org, and it's got the whole week listed out on there. Or again, they can go to Progressive Ag Foundation, and our website is progressiveag.org, and get a lot of information there. But it's going to be a busy week, Jesse.
It will be a busy week, and of course, we're always doing our best to keep safety in our minds here when we're around the farm, not just during National Farm Safety and Health Week, but beyond that as well. And again, learn more progressiveag.org about the Progressive Agriculture Foundation and their Progressive Ag Safety Days. With that, Bernard Geschke, appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here for this month's safety message. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse. And we appreciate you and Market Talk for helping get that safety message out there to rural America.
Bernard, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.